You could do endless crunches every single day. You could survive on nothing but celery and water. You could run until your legs give out, and still that belly wouldn't budge. Why? Because you're attacking the wrong target. Most people believe belly fat is just extra calories sitting there waiting to be burned, just stored fuel. But that idea is completely wrong. The soft fat you can grab, the stuff that jiggles under your fingers, is mostly harmless. That's not the real threat. The real danger is the fat you can't grab. It's buried deep inside your body, wrapped around your organs, pressing against your liver, interfering with your pancreas, and silently stressing your heart. This is visceral fat. And here's what makes it terrifying. You can look slim everywhere else, thin arms, lean legs, even a sharp jawline, and still carry a toxic amount of this fat inside. This condition has a name: thin on the outside, fat on the inside. And in many cases, it's more dangerous than visible obesity. Now here's the upside. Visceral fat may be the most harmful fat in your body, but it's also the most responsive, if you know how to unlock it biologically. There's a specific formula that flips the switch, a method that combines a powerful plant pigment, a compound found in tea, and a movement rule proven to dramatically reduce visceral fat in a short time. So forget the endless crunches for a moment. Pause the extreme workouts. Just listen. To eliminate this fat, you first have to understand it. Visceral fat is not passive like the fat under your skin. Subcutaneous fat simply stores energy. It sits there quietly. Visceral fat behaves differently. It acts like an organ. It releases inflammatory signals. It disrupts hormones. It pushes the body toward insulin resistance. Think of it like a parasite. It attaches itself to your vital organs and feeds on inflammation. So how can you tell if you have it? Stand up and press your stomach. If it feels soft and loose, that's mostly surface fat, cosmetic fat. But if your belly is firm, round, and hard, like internal pressure pushing outward, that's visceral fat. That stiffness is your organs being crowded from the inside. Now the question becomes, how do you eliminate it? It requires a three-part strategy. You have to starve it, disable it, and then burn it. The first step starts with food, but not vague advice like eat healthier. We need precision. Visceral fat thrives on excess energy and oxidative stress. Picture your cells like an engine running too hot for too long. Eventually, damage builds up. That damage is oxidative stress, and visceral fat flourishes in that environment. To remove it, you have to neutralize the damage. And one of the most powerful natural tools for that comes from plant pigments called carotenoids. These compounds give plants their vibrant colors: the orange in carrots, the red in tomatoes, the deep green in leafy vegetables. Researchers in Japan ran a controlled study where participants increased their intake of carotenoid-rich vegetables for several weeks. Nothing extreme, just more color on the plate. The result was remarkable. These pigments reduced cellular damage, activated fat-burning genes, and suppressed fat storage signals. Visceral fat levels dropped significantly. So the strategy is simple but specific. Eat color: bright orange, deep red, greens, bell peppers, spinach, squash, carrots. If the food is pale and processed, it feeds the problem. If it's vibrant and alive, it fights it. Now let's talk about what you drink. There's one beverage that acts like a master key for fat cells. You've heard the rumors about green tea. This isn't hype, but only if you understand how it works. Green tea contains powerful polyphenols, especially one called EGCG. Think of fat cells as having locked doors. EGCG helps unlock them. It stimulates fat oxidation, increases metabolic activity, and interferes with the enzymes that allow fat to remain stored. One of those enzymes is lipase. Lipase is the enzyme responsible for breaking down dietary fat so it can pass through your gut wall and enter your bloodstream. When you consume green tea rich in catechins, it's like assigning security at the entrance of your digestive system. Suddenly, not all that fat is getting through. Multiple controlled trials have confirmed this. In one long-term placebo-controlled study, participants who drank catechin-rich green tea daily for several weeks experienced a measurable drop in visceral fat levels. But here's where most people sabotage the process. Grabbing bottled green tea loaded with sugar does the opposite of what you want. That's not tea, that's liquid candy. And it adds stress directly to your liver. The form matters. Matcha or sencha are the superior choices because you're ingesting the entire leaf, not just steeping it. That means a much higher concentration of active compounds compared to standard tea bags. There's also a powerful interaction happening here. The natural caffeine in green tea amplifies the effect of catechins. One stimulates the nervous system, The other frees stored fat. Together, they create a metabolic chain reaction. Now we move to the most overlooked weapon movement. Nutrition plays a major role in overall weight reduction. If you drastically cut food, the scale will drop. But research consistently shows that exercise targets visceral fat with far greater precision. And no, you don't need to run ultra marathons. In fact, excessive endurance training can elevate stress hormones and work against you. You don't need to live in the weight room either. A massive review analyzing over 100 studies revealed something surprising. One specific experiment followed a simple protocol. Participants cycled for just 45 minutes twice per week. That's it. The key wasn't duration, it was intensity. They maintained effort at roughly 3/4 of their maximum capacity. After 8 weeks, the scale barely changed. But internally, everything changed. Visceral fat levels dropped by nearly half. Insulin sensitivity improved dramatically. Markers associated with pre-diabetes moved back toward normal ranges. So what does 75% effort actually feel like? You don't need lab equipment to find it. You just need to listen to your breathing. If you can talk effortlessly and sing without interruption, you're underworking. If you're gasping and unable to speak at all, you're pushing too hard. The ideal zone sits right in between. You should be able to speak in full sentences, but you'll sound slightly breathless, like you just climbed several flights of stairs. That's the metabolic sweet spot. Now, there's a mistake almost everyone makes when trying to flatten their stomach. They stop eating. They slash calories aggressively. They fast without preparation or strategy. Here's the problem. Severe calorie restriction eventually forces your metabolism into defense mode. Your body interprets the situation as starvation and holds on to fat even more tightly. Exercise doesn't behave this way. Data published in major sports medicine journals shows that physical activity has a linear relationship with visceral fat loss. More movement equals more reduction. There's no hard ceiling like there is with dieting. So the goal isn't deprivation. The goal is nourishment paired with movement. Feed your body nutrient-dense foods, especially colorful vegetables and adequate protein. Then let activity create the energy gap. Now let's simplify this into something practical. First, audit your meals. If your plate is dull and beige, rethink it. Add at least one deeply colored vegetable to every meal. This is your cellular protection system. Second, change what you sip. Replace one daily coffee with unsweetened matcha or sencha, no sugar. A squeeze of lemon is fine, it may even enhance absorption. Third, adopt the 75% rule. Aim for 3 to 4 cardio sessions per week, about 45 minutes each. Cycling, brisk walking, rowing, incline hiking, your choice. Just stay in the talk test zone. And remember this, sustainability matters more than intensity. The best routine is the one you'll still be doing months from now. If you hate running, don't run. Find a form of movement that raises your heart rate and fits your life. Visceral fat isn't just cosmetic, it's biologically aggressive. But your body isn't broken, it's adaptive. It responds quickly when you give it the right signals, fuel it properly, move it intelligently, and let your biology do what it was designed to do. If this video helped, please like and subscribe.